J. Rossi's in Bluefield, Virginia. Ruby Austin and all the folks at Ruby's Motel just west of Bluefield, Virginia are proud to be a part of this Region 4 Graham High School playoff game. Ruby's grandson is the man with the big toe for the G-Men, Chris Austin. And Heather Austin is a part of the Graham High School marching band. Grandson and granddaughter. At Ruby's Motel, they can rent by the week or the month with efficiency rooms to serve you. Ruby's Motel, Route 460 Bluefield, big-time G-Men fans.
We're back here live from Mitchell Stadium, just about ready to get underway. Region 4 first round action, 1991. G-Men and Gate City Blue Devils set to go head-to-head. A little bit of light rain following here at Mitchell Stadium. Brian Denham, Todd King, and Jeremy Carbaugh, the captains of the Graham High School G-Men.
And Chad Goss and Bill Housewright leading a group of seniors out to the middle of the field.
The entire senior starting unit, there's about 16 of those guys who returned from last year's Gate City team that is working on all cylinders right now. There's the ceremonial toss of the coin, and I'm sure it was called in the air. Somebody had to call that son of a gun.
Well, in a situation like this, you have to wonder whether or not Graham will want to receive the ball or kick it off. Will they want to put that defense on the field and test the Gate City offense early, or will they want to put their own offense out there and test the Gate City defense? So it'll be interesting to see what call is made here.
We'll see in just a second. You're in tune to Graham High School football 1991 on WBDY 106.3. And the G-Men have won the toss. They've elected to receive. The Gate City Blue Devils, if you're looking at your radio dial, will operate from the left, and the G-Men will operate from the right. If you've got a digital situation, your guess, we feel like we're the #1 radio station in this area, and you guys darn sure are the #1 television station.
And we've got the #1 team in the area as far as this area is concerned in the Graham G-Men, because they are out to prove it today.
Once again, that big game last night, 28-7, or rather 27-8, Richlands over Blacksburg. We'll give you some more scores from West Virginia and Virginia, and we'll keep you posted of that Radford game up there this Saturday. That's happening right about now at Virginia High.
You know, somebody's talking about the upset Virginia High over Radford, but I'll tell you, after losing to Graham last week, expect Radford to come in fired up, and they may walk all over Virginia High.
Radford has been fantastic this season, 9-1. They lost only one game. That was to our G-Men last Friday night. Newton is the kicker for the Gate City Blue Devils, and Surface, Ridley, and Gregory drop back deep for the Graham High School G-Men. Billy Banks is the up man, and we wait for Newton to get underway here from Mitchell Stadium.
Well, he's already making changes. Colabro has changed his kicker. He's going, as you said, with Newton, Matt McClellan, the regular season kickoff leader.
There's the kick, and there's a flag on the play. Gate City goes across that 40-yard line. That's going to cost him 5, I believe, Wood.
You know, that may be a problem because Matt McClellan, number 4, is usually the man that kicks it off. And as you said, they've got a new kick.
Starts against Gate City. They'll mark 5 off. They'll kick it from 5 yards deep.
So already the breaks are moving in Graham's direction. It may be maybe something we want to watch. How many breaks they get today?
Well, as in any situation where there are two football teams out there on the field, the turnovers are costly, and sometimes they'll cost you a football game. This one, and this time, if you have too many turnovers, you'll be sitting home next week.
Exactly. This is, as they say, the point of no return for both of these two teams here in 1991. No doubt about that.
There's no tomorrow for one of these football teams today. Hopefully that's going to be the Gate City Blue Devils, and they get set to kick it again. Live from Mitchell, we are underway. There's a good kick, and it's going to be over the G-Men's head, fielded by Mike Gregory at the 5. He's to the 10, 15, cuts it outside. He's got some speed around to the 20, cuts it back in. He is tackled at the 24-yard line, and the G-Men will operate first down at 10.
Jody Wolf with the tackle. It looked like for a moment he might break it around the corner, but Wolf came up to cut him off.
Mike Gregory's got the speed. He is just a fresh.
Spell some people. They may need it today.
First down at 10, G-Men. We operate from our own 25-yard line from our heralded wishbone, Bill Dudley. Under center takes the snap, gives the Surface around the right side on the sweep, and Brett's got about 4 yards knocked out of bounds. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Bill Housewright, the linebacker, came up to make the play. Housewright's father is responsible for the defensive signals that are called today for head coach Nick Colabro.
Greg Ridley will check out of the game for the G-Men, and Randy Belcher, who had an absolutely fantastic game against Radford, will check in with a play from the sidelines. And the Graham Band doing the to it, as per usual. G-Men once again from the wishbone. We'll call it second down at 6. Dudley barks the signals, takes the snap, same play, only Surface cuts it back inside and picks up about 4 yards. It's going to be third down, just shy of a first down.
What they're seeing right now, Kes, is a 6-man front, and right now they doesn't appear to have a big problem with it. They're probably making their adjustments. Coming out to make the stop there, though, was number 50.
Belcher and Ridley exchange positions.
Well, it's important for them to get this first down now. It helps set the tone of the ball game.
There's the snap from center. They give this time to Greg Ridley around the left side, being chased. He'll pick up the first down, and he is across the 35-yard line to the 37, first down at 10 G-men.
Again, it was Wolf coming up to make the stop. They strung it out as far as they could, but Ridley finally found enough yardage to get that first down, and that's a very important first down, as we just said.
G-men look at first and 10 from the 37. We are just underway. 10:43 remaining first quarter. No score. Welcome on in here. Region 4 playoff action, 1991. G-men from the 37-yard line. First and 10. Dudley takes the snap. Belcher on the carry, and he is popped and popped hard. No gain on the play.
Chad Hammonds from the left linebacker came up to make that stop, and it was a great hit. You could hear that all the way up here in the press box.
No gain on the play. The G-men will now look at second down at 10. There's 10:14 remaining in the first quarter. Scary situation last week that we'll talk about a little bit later on in this broadcast concerning Todd King, our end for the Graham G-men offense. Dudley, and it looks like somebody jumped. There is a flag. The G-men will be called for offsides. I believe that was Brian Denham.
Well, you know, in this first quarter, the adrenaline is flowing. And if you're going to make mistakes, hopefully for the coaches, there'll be those kind of mistakes that come from as a result of that energy and that enthusiasm to play the game. And, of course, the more you get into it, the more relaxed you become and more machine-like the offense will become.
Coach Carlock's hair is already pretty gray. Nick Colabro is graying. But his hair's turning a little darker right now as we speak, as the G-men make one mistake, and it cost him 5 yards. It's second down at 15 from the G-men 32. Dudley barks the signals, takes the snap, fakes to Ridley, gives the Surface, caught in the backfield at the 25, 26-yard line, and that'll be a loss. It's going to be third down in a bundle.
And that's Sean Robinette. He came in. There was nobody. It looked like nobody blocked him. He came in almost untouched. He came up to make the tackle, 5'9", 180-pound senior for the Gate City Devils.
Evidently, the Gate City Blue Devils have seen that one in the film, and they took advantage of it that time. It's going to be third down, and we'll call it third down and, 20. Third down at 27 to go for a G-men first down. Dudley takes the snap, hands off to Ridley. He's touched in the backfield, cuts it upfield, and is popped real hard at the 29-yard line. And the G-men are going to have to punt the football for the first time.
Again, Barry Wolf, he was joined this time by the right corner. That's Shannon Potts coming up to make the stop. You know, how many secrets can there be between Nick Colabro and Glenn Carlock? Colabro, his student at Bluefield High School, they've known each other for a long time.
Not a whole heck of a lot, I guarantee you. Barry Wolf will drop back deep for the Gate City Blue Devils. Brian Denham will kick for the G-men. He'll stand at his own 16-yard line. Wolf will march back to his 33-yard line. Denham gets a good snap from center and booms one. A real good kick. It'll be fielded by Wolf at the 31. Wolf taking it around the left side, looking for some running room, and he slips on that slippery turf. We'll pause for 30 seconds with no score.
It's the grand opening of Ramey Tazewell's used car showroom Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Featuring live music by Ralph Stanley Saturday from 12 until 4. Free Pepsi, popcorn, and balloons at Ramey Tazewell's used car showroom. We'll give away 5 turkeys throughout the afternoon from 12 noon until 5 p.m. Listen for your chance to win.
Ghost takes the snap from center on the first play from scrimmage and hands off to Barry Wolf around the left side. And Wolf's got about 7 yards and a great carry, Woody.
It is a very good play on the very first series for Gate City. It gives them a lot of confidence to know that they can run against that big defensive line for Graham.
The money man for the Gate City Blue Devils, Chad Ghost, the all-region quarterback from last year, returning, and Nathan Kilgore, the big fullback, at 5'10", 210 pounds. Stacked backfield now for Gate City on second down at 3. There's the snap from center, and the give is to Kilgore, and he's got some running room. Surface chasing him. Ridley, and they catch him from behind, but not until he gets all the way up to the G-men 34-yard line, and a Gate City first down.
Nick Colabro pulling on all the stops right now, taking every advantage that he can early because he knows he does not have the depth to stay with Graham, so he may be trying his bag of tricks early.
I'll tell you what, Woody, this is going to be, and I feel this sincerely, this is going to be one whale of a football game this afternoon. 7:30 remaining, first quarter. Gate City on the move at the G-Men 34-yard line. Once again, a stacked backfield. Chad Ghost under the center, takes the snap. Drops back to pass, looking downfield. He's got a man in the flat, but he's hit immediately. Tripped up and almost breaks the tackle. Steve Bunkers makes the stop for the G-Men.
Nathan Kilgore on the other end of that pass from Ghost, and he didn't look like he had anywhere to go. The pass was not on target. He had to reach for it. When he pulled it in, the defense hadn't responded, and he really didn't pick up any yardage at all.
Pickup of about a half a yard. We'll call it 2nd down and 9 with 6:53 and rolling. From Mitchell Stadium, you're in tune to Graham High Football 1991 on the radio home of the G-Men, WBDY, along with our good buddy from WVVA. Once again, stacked backfield, goes to quarterback. Barks the signals, looks across that defensive line of the G-Men. Long count, takes the snap, looks to throw, looking downfield in the flat. It is caught. A beautiful catch by Kilgore. And a first down. He got out there in front of Todd King that time, Woody.
You know, if he hadn't have had to wait for it, he turned completely around to catch that ball. And right now, Ghost is not on target. He is not tuned in. But he is hitting the pass completion. That's a lot of credit to his receivers. And then they're picking up yardage. This time, a first down.
First down and 10, Gate City from the G-Men 21-yard line. So thus far, the Gate City Blue Devils showing us something offensively. G-Men doing the same stuff so far. Stack backfield, Gate City, Ghost takes the snap, hands off this time the Wolf, I believe, number 10.
That's Kincaid.
Thank you.
And he really didn't pick up any yards. He might have picked up maybe 1, maybe 2 yards. The Graham defense, if they're going to be burned, it looks like it's going to be through the air. And as soon as they make that adjustment, the offensive explosion for Gate City may be over.
But one of the big keys to this football game is getting to the quarterback and putting some pressure on Ghost. And thus far, the G-Men have not been able to do that.
They're trying, though. I noticed that they're in the blitz situations, and they will send those linebackers. They've got them up close. They're trying to intimidate Ghost, the Gate City quarterback.
Gate City sends wide receivers to both sides of the field from the pro set. Ghost looks to throw. Being chased, and he's caught this time. And he'll be thrown for a loss of about 4 or 5 yards.
And the reason that he was dropped is because Brett Kincaid fell down on the right side of the field. The field is playing much more of a factor than we had thought. And with no receiver to throw to, then Ghost was at the mercy of the Graham defense.
Brian Denham on the stop for the Graham High School G-Men. It'll be 3rd down and 13 for the Gate City Blue Devils. And here is the first big play of the game. Kincaid will move out wide to the left for the Gate City Blue Devils. They'll operate this time from the eye. Ghost looks across the line, barks the signals, takes the snap, and gives to the tailback, and he is dropped. Wolf, no gain on the play. It'll be 4th down. Now, what do you do, Woody?
At this point right here, I would say that they need the points because they're going to need every point that they can get against Graham today. But it is 4th down. It is 13 yards for the first down. It'll be interesting to see what Nick Collabo does.
Not the best in the world, and it's not the worst, but they're going to go for it. 4 down territory, why not? 4th down and 13 for Gate City. Flanker right, pro set left. Ghost takes the snap, looks to throw. Pitches back to Kincaid. He'll be caught and stopped. And the G-Men will take over the football, and that was a heck of a call.
It really was a little shovel pass. And for a moment, it looked like the pass, then you shovel it to the running back coming underneath, and it was not anything that Graham did not think about because they reacted very quickly and very well to that play.
Kind of looked like it brought back to memory to me Joe Theismann and John Riggs.
Exactly. Well, like we said, Collabro is going for it on 4th down. He wants this ball game, and he wants to test this Graham defense. But it's the offense he has to be concerned with now.
First down at 10, G-Men for their own 21-yard line. Dudley at quarterback takes the snap, gives to Ridley. Ridley's got some blocking and some running room and is tripped up over the 25 to about the 27-yard line.
And again, it's Barry Wolf. We're calling his name a lot. He is getting the job done from the safety position. Just 6 foot, 175 pounds, but the significant factor here is he is just a sophomore.
Also, something else that is significant, he's making a lot of tackles, and that's in the second stage of that defense of the Gate City Blue Devils.
Because as you said, Graham is getting the blocking, and it's taking the safeties in the secondary to come up to make the stop, and that's not what Collabro wants to see his defense do. 2nd
down 5, G-Man, the handoff to Billy Banks, the fullback, and Billy slips and falls. No gain on the play. It'll be 3rd down.
Jim Ketron, a 5'9" senior, came in to make the stop right there. And they are in the middle of the field, or at least that portion of the field that is muddy.
Well, you folks that were at the football games back in 1989, the Rustburg football game in particular, the Southampton, the state championship, the field's not anywhere near the condition it was that year, but it's a little slippery out there today as the rain did fall a little bit this morning. It's falling a little bit right now. 3rd down and 5, G-men. Dudley takes the snap, fakes, pitches back to Surface, caught in the backfield and tripped up at the 20, and the G-men will have to punt the football again.
Again, it was something that must have been seen in the films because they did not act like they had not seen it before. It was number 23 coming up to make the stop on that. That's Jody Wolf. He looked like he'd recognized it. He knew what was going to happen, and when Dudley pitched the ball, he was right there to knock the running back down.
Both defensive units are looking good against the run right now. The G-men look a little shaky against that pass from that all-region quarterback, Chad Goff. Ghost, rather. Okay. Denham from the 7-yard line will punt, and back deep is Wolf, and Denham, and the kick is blocked, and it is fielded by one of the Blue Devils, and they'll have a 1st down and 10 from the G-men 11-yard line.
You talk about a break coming at the right time. Chris Monroe comes up with it. I believe it was Jim Ketron that actually came in to make the block on the punt, and it is something that no coach wants to see. A big turnover early in the ball game. The momentum definitely shifts to Gate City now.
And an interesting note, that is the first block of a punt all year against the Graham High School G-men. There's a timeout on the field, G-men. And while we've got this timeout, I want to talk a little bit about Goody Coots Drugstore, Bland Street of Bluefield. For many years now, those folks have been serving the good folks in this area. Get on the G-men 11-yard line. Stacked backfield. Chad goes to the quarterback. Under center takes the snap, hands off, and nothing doing, maybe a couple of yards.
Nathan Kilgore there. Testing the Graham interior line. He did not test it well that time, only a couple of yards.
Pickup of 2, we'll call it 2nd down and 8. They mark the ball at the G-men 9. Graham fans getting into the ball game. Gate City Blue Devil fans, we're kind of quiet.
They're small in number and they are quiet. They may not realize what's happening right here. This is the first big break Gate City has got in this ball game, created by themselves.
Ghost takes the snap to center, gives to Kincaid. He's got some good yardage to the 6. And he's tripped up in there by Brian Denham.
Big Brian Denham. All he does is get in the hole. They have to either run over him or around him. That time, it did not appear that he could run over him. He brought him down after the short gain.
So Gate City now in field goal territory, but they can still get a 1st down. It's 3rd down and 5, and we've got 45 clicks remaining in the 1st quarter. Once again, they're still in no score.
As you said, they can't get the 1st down without scoring. So that would mean if they're probably going 4th down if that situation comes up.
I look for a pass to the flat right now, Woody. And there's a flag, and it is too much time against Gate City, and that's a big blow.
That is not what they wanted to see. They're self-destructing right now for some reason.
Of course, there are two ways of looking at that, Woody. Now they've got 5 more yards to operate with because this Ghost guy can throw the football, and they've got more room to operate with.
That's exactly right. And if he wants to go to either one of those 2 corners, he'll have much more room to operate. But we were speculating on the first play of the series after the block punt. We thought they might go to the air then, but so far they're just keeping it on the ground, even though their success has been through the air.
So the G-men get a break. It is 3rd down and about 10 yards for a Gate City 1st down with 23-6 remaining 1st quarter. Ghost at quarterback. Throw set right. Takes the snap. Looks to throw. Looking down in the end zone. It will be almost intercepted by Todd King and incomplete. That one was intended for Joe Rusek at tight end. And it will be 4th down for Gate City, and they will go for 3.
You know, the problem there is that it didn't develop fast enough. It took like what seemed like forever for that play to develop, and once Ghost fired the ball, it was then too late because the defense had already had time to recognize what was going on. They reacted, and if the pass had even been close to the money, it would have been intercepted.
So Newton will go for 3 from the 20. There is the snap. The kick is up, or the kick was down. That was a line drive.
You know, again, number 72 comes in to do the kicking, but in talking with Coach Colliver earlier this week, he said that his kicker would be Matt McClellan, number 4. What happened to him? Already we've seen that the kicking game has been a negative for Gate City.
So So the Gate City Blue Devils get close, but no cigar. And the G-men take over 1st and 10 at their own 15 with 14 seconds remaining first quarter. We'll give you a score to that Radford Bobcat football game, Radford and Virginia High, head-to-head in just a few minutes. The G-men send 3 receivers wide to the left, King, Banks, and Surface. Pitch back to Ridley, and they set this one up right, but Ridley will be stopped at the 24-yard line.
Number 64 coming up to make the stop, Jim Ketron again. He makes the play on the line. He got it done this time, stringing the ball out.
That is the end of the first quarter with a score. 0-0. We'll pause for 30 seconds.
You know, a lawyer in a small town should serve his community. After graduating law school at the University of Richmond, Jim and Kay Dudley returned to their hometown of Bluefield, Virginia.
3 wide receivers to the left, pitched it back to Ridley. Ridley came that way. He had a lot of blocking.
When will they go to the air? That's the big key. Graham needs to open up that interior of the Gate City defense. The only way they're going to do that is get the ball in the air.
3 wide receivers. Once again, Surface. Surface has some running room and some good blocking. He's got the first down and is knocked out of bounds and will not go down.
Number 42 for Gate City come up to make that stop, but it was the play of number 5 for Graham that actually made that play.
Did you give that score down there, Wood?
No, I didn't. We didn't get to that yet.
First quarter action up there in Radford. It's the Radford Bobcats 7, Virginia High 0, and East Hardy Peterstown head-to-head at Honeycutt. The score is 0-0. And that's the score right here. 11:43 remaining first quarter. G-men, 1st down and 10 from our own 35-yard line. Scott Alderman comes out wide to the right. Todd King and Brent Surface wide to the left. And Billy Banks in the backfield with Bill Dudley. And he looks to throw. He's looking for Ridley, and it is almost intercepted. And Ridley had to fight that one off from Wolf because Wolf almost intercepted that ball.
I tell you what, it looked like that Ridley was he played defense there for a minute.
It did look exactly like he was playing defense. So the first pass of the game for the G-men comes up with nothing. It is 2nd down and 10, once again from the 35-yard line. If you're just joining us, welcome to Graham High Football 1991 on WBDY. Once again, 3 wideouts for the Graham High School G-men. And Dudley takes the snap, gives to Banks in the middle. Banks with a couple of yards, nothing doing. It'll be 3rd down.
And that didn't fool Joe Ruzick or number 64 for the Gate City defense, Jim Ketron again calling him. Realized sitting up here.
The G-men now look at 3rd down and 8. And once again, they'll send all of those guys, 3 of them, wide right. Brent Surface, the lone back in the backfield. Dudley looks to throw. He's got Alderman in the flat. And Alderman is close to a 1st down. It depends on where they mark it, Wood.
Exactly right. Coming up, making the stop on that this time, Shannon Potts, but it may have been a little late.
It is going to be 4th down, I believe. 4th and about a size 9.
I'd say go for it here. The way they have proven they can get 1, 2, and 3 yards. They can't break the big one, but they can get the yard, the half yard. But it doesn't look like they're going to do it here.
I think probably what they'll do, Woody, it remains to be seen here, but probably what they'll do is they will, I know what I would do. I'd send up there and do a long cadence. And the G-men call a timeout. With a score 0-0, we'll pause for 60-second yard line. 10:19 remaining second quarter, no score. And the G-men are either going for it or they're going to try and get the Gate City Blue Devils to jump off sides. Dudley takes the snap from center, gives to Surface, 1st down.
No doubt about that. He literally jumped for that 1st down there. You would think he was on the goal line, but all he wanted was the 1st down.
A gutsy call and a good timeout because it gives the G-men a 1st down. They'll look at 1st and 10 from their own 46.
Well, coming up that time to help make that stop, even though they got that 1st down, was number 89, Chad Hammond.
So this is Graham High School football, their offensive football. This is the way they like to do it. Keep it a long time. Once again, wide receivers 3 times. There's the pass to Alderman again, and Scott's got some good yardage, about 8 yards to the flat. Dudley has 3 men to pick from, and Alderman was wide open.
And once again, Barry Wolf comes over to make the stop.
The G-men have not run this offensive formation the entire season, Woody, so it is a new twist to that offensive unit.
Well, he said he was going to change it up, and he has made some small changes in that offense that has been scoring at a much better clip than earlier in the season.
Second down and a long two, same formation. 3 wide receivers right in Belcher, Ridley, and Alderman. Pitch back to Surface. Surface has the first down and some, and buries his head and gets to the Gate City Blue Devil 40-yard line.
And you know, he didn't have a lot of room to do that. He knifed his way in between several blocks before being brought down by number 23 for Gate City. That is Jody Wolf.
It is first down and 10. G-Men now into Gate City territory at the Gate City 40-yard line. 9:14 remaining in the half. No score.
Again,
go ahead.
I was going to say that they passed a couple of times. Now they're back to the run. They seem to have loosened up that defense.
Todd King wide to the left. They pitch back to Brent Surface, and Brent will be thrown for a couple of yards loss.
But when it comes to the option, it doesn't look like Gate City is going to be fooled by the option at all. They've seen that. They don't want to be burned by it. And coming over to help me make this stop on this time was Will Gardner, number 61, coming over, stringing it out.
Each time that the G-Men have run the option this afternoon, Dudley has pitched it back to Brent Surface. I look for the next time that they run the option, Dudley to fake the pitch and take it himself.
The ball game. And that's basketball season.
Second down and 11. Todd King moves out wide to the left for the G-Men. They operate from the wishbone. Dudley gives to Ridley. Ridley's got some running room, and he is close to another first down. All the way up to about the 31-yard line of Gate City, and a good run.
Again, they have loosened the defense of Gate City. Coming up making that stop was Chris Hammond from his left cornerback position. So the interior line is beginning to get the movement off the ball and opening up some good holes for the offense.
G-Men will look at third down and 1. Billy Banks and Greg Ridley check out for the G-Men. In the backfield with the G-Men will be the blocking back, Brian Denham, along with Jeremy Carbaugh at 310 pounds and Brent Surface. Dudley takes the snap, gives the Surface around the left side, and Brent made a mistake, I believe, and tried to cut that one outside rather than following his blockers.
He tried to run over Barry Wolf, and Barry Wolf just wrapped him up in a big bear hug, brought him down without any additional yardage being gained, picked up maybe 2 or 3.
Well, actually, I believe there was a loss on the play.
It was. Excuse me.
It will be fourth down and 2 as Banks and Ridley will check back into the football game for the G-Men. I'd like to see a little play action right here.
But do you do it on fourth down?
Well,
that's what I'd like to see, the pass.
Yeah, I guess you have to look at the percentages, and in high school football, it's a little bit different than the NFL.
Yeah, I would think so.
Fourth down and 2, G-Men from the wishbone. Dudley at quarterback, barks the signals, takes the snap. Dudley will keep it, and he will go absolutely nowhere. He's thrown to the ground, and Gate City will take over.
Jody Wolf, number 23, coming up to make the stop along with Bill Housewright. Again, a defensive play is in a critical time for both teams.
Like to welcome in Ron's Quick Stop on the old Brush Fork Falls Mills Road this afternoon. It's one of our sponsors of Graham High School Football Region 4 playoff action. I'll tell you what, there is no better service than you'll receive at Ron's Quick Stop down there. They're great guys. You met Ron today.
Absolutely.
Heck of a nice guy.
Absolutely.
Great guy. Ron's Quick Stop, old Brush Fork Falls Mills Road. 2 receivers, one to the right, one to the left for Gate City. They have one man in the backfield, and he's the money man, Kilgore, but not this time. Pickup of 1, second down and 9. Getting back to Ron, Ron had one whale of an illness just about a year ago. Went to Duke, took care of it. The guy, did he act like there was anything wrong with him?
He looked great, had good color, and you'd never known he was sick. I would have never known.
From Mike and Ron and all the folks at Ron's Quick Stop, thanks to all those folks out there that sent well wishes and prayers out there for good old Ron Davidson. Ron's Quick Stop, old Brush Fork, Falls Mills Road. Go see him today. Wideouts both sides of the field for Gate City. Second down. Ghost looks to throw. Lofts one up. It will be caught. Surface jumped up. It was complete, and the Gate City Blue Devil that caught that football happened to slip at the G-Men 35. Otherwise, that was 6.
Joe Ruzick went up for the ball and literally just took it away from the defender. And when he came down in a little bit of mud, and that's what caused the touchdown being saved as far as that's concerned. And again, they're going.
Gate City, stacked backfield. Ghost barks the signals, takes the snap, and gives in there. The Wolf tripped up, and a gain of about a yard. It'll be second down and 9.
Going back to the run again. They didn't look that efficient when they went to pass, even though Ghost is a all-region quarterback. He looks like he might be a little timid today, a little gun-shy.
He put that one up for grabs just a few minutes ago, and Brent was unable to come down with it. On that stop that time, Chris Austin and Josh Hornbarger for the G-men. Gain of about a half a yard. We'll call it second down and 9. 5 minutes remaining in the first half. That score from Radford. Radford 7, Virginia High 0, first quarter. 2 wideouts. Ghost looks in the flat, and it is complete to the big wide receiver, and he is tripped up by Steve Bunker, and also Greg Ridley makes that stop.
Chad Hammonds coming over from the defensive side. He catches the ball, but he didn't pick up that many yards. It wasn't fooled. Graham was not fooled on that play.
It'll be third down, Gate City. They'll operate from the G-men 28-yard line. Gate City has been on the G-men side of the field most all of this first half. There's a snap from center and a draw to Kilgore. He's got the first down and more, and finally stopped by John Novinger at the 15-yard line of the G-men.
After slugging it out, they go for the quick hole opener, and he is gone.
Little short guy. He was about 5'10", and he weighed about 210. Exactly the dimensions of that young man named Nathan Kilgore. First down and 10 from the G-men 15. Goes to quarterback. Barks the signals. Takes the snap and gives to the halfback, who will be caught in there by Josh Hornbarger. There'll be a gain of about 1 yard.
Sean Robinette trying to pick up the yardage. He got nowhere.
3:38, and the clock continues to roll. Still no score here in the first half. Pickup of 1 yard. It's second down and 9, Gate City.
You can't say Gate City hasn't had their opportunities. They've got another one right now, but of course Graham's defense is ready to rise to this occasion.
Defense needs a big play right now. Ghost takes the snap from center, gives to Kilgore, and there is that big play. Chris Austin makes a shoestring tackle in the backfield.
Just when you need it, the big play is made. Austin comes up and makes the play behind the line of scrimmage. And with a little less than almost 3 minutes left in this ballgame, a very big play, as we said in the first half.
It is third down at 10, Gate City, and they obviously, I would think, are going to put it in the air right now. Either that or that draw again to Nathan Kilgore. Or look for Kilgore in the flat. Who knows? Who knows what they're going to run?
Well, Graham's a smart defense. I don't think they're going to be fooled by that quick burst up the middle again.
Third down at 10. Ghost takes the snap. They give to Kilgore. Nothing doing. They'll be looking at fourth down. Kilgore picks up a couple of yards, but it's way shy of the first down.
Well, it's the play that you called, Kes. They wanted to go to the same one that gave them the big yardage to set up this first down in the first place. But this time, as we said, Graham was not deceived at all. They knew exactly what they wanted to do, and they did it.
And once again, Newton checks into the football game, or have they switched it? They have switched it. Now McClellan will go for the field goal.
5'8", 122-pound kicker, just a freshman.
He's looking at a 30-yard attempt. There's the snap from center. The kick is up, and it is wide to the left. No good. The G-men will take over 0-0. We'll pause for 30 seconds.
It's exclusive. You've heard it before, and it's back bigger and better than ever. McCann's Push Puller Tow Sale with a guaranteed trade-in allowance of $2,495. You push it, you pull it, you tow it, and McCann's will offer.
Out there right now, both slugging it out.
First down and 10. G-men at their own 20-yard line. 2 minutes remaining first half. Dudley takes the snap from center. Brent Surface on the carry. Brent breaks a couple of tackles and gets it up over the 25 to about the 26-yard line.
Again, number 23, Jody Wolf, coming up and making that play.
I look for the G-men sooner or later to break one here, Woody. They're just like they're one tackle or one block away from breaking it.
And they have been. When they string it out, they are indeed that one block, one tackle away, and they've been close several times.
Good yardage that time on the carry by Brent Surface. It's second down at 4. The G-men from the wishbone. Belcher, Banks, and Surface. Dudley looks to throw. He looks to Alderman. He's got him over across the middle and complete across midfield to the 47-yard line of the Gate City Blue Devils.
Chad Hammonds just could not control the big number 82. All he did was let him catch the ball, and then he tried to track him down because he was gone.
A beautiful strike from Bill Dudley to Scott Alderman, and it is first down and 10. G-men at the 48 of Gate City. 1:24 remaining.
Alderman with very good hands on this last play.
From the wishbone, G-men looking to get going now offensively. Dudley takes the snap, pitches back to Brent Surface. Surface will be caught. Get out of bounds, Brent. Stop the clock, ref. They didn't do it.
Again, it was that option play. Gate City knows the option. Gate City's ready for the option.
They've had the option red all afternoon. It is 2nd down and 10, and there is under a minute to play here in the first half. Now, Chris Austin has kicked a field goal from 47 yards this year.
Well, they're going to need about 20 more yards to put him in that kind of range, Kes.
Throw set left. Dudley drops back to pass, looking downfield. He's got a man open, wide open. Greg Ridley is at 20. He's at the 15, 10. Touchdown, G-Men. 48 yards.
And he completely juked Mr. Barry Wolf right out of the field.
He was wide open.
He really was. He had one man to beat. That was Barry Wolf. And he put a move on Wolf, and he took it in down the sidelines for the first touchdown of this ballgame.
And another perfect pass from Bill Dudley. And the G-Men go on top 6-0 with 37 seconds remaining in the first half. And boy, that's a good way to go into the locker room.
You've got the momentum, you've got the confidence, you've got the spirit right now of victory, and you're flowing through your veins, and that's exactly what he would like to have right now.
There's a snap from center. The kick is up, and it is no good. Chris Austin has missed about 3 all year. That one, he got some leg into it, but he hit it sideways, wide to the right, and we'll kick.
6 points is a lot of points. Another point, that 7th point, as you said, could become critical just because it is a low-scoring affair. You can make them go as far as they have to go.
They're going to swivel it. Got to send that like the old Notre Dame Irishman used to kick that. That's the way I used to kick the football when I was a little kid. I was a heck of a kicker, too, Woody. Austin kicks it off. It's a squibbler. I believe it was touched. It bounces, and it's fielded the 15-yard line by Wolf. And Wolf will be boom, and a great tackle, and a flag on the play. Todd Bovenizer makes the stop, and a great tackle. Little guy. But there's a flag down there. Let's see what the call is. Could be a clip.
It also could be a late hit because Graham had this one read. Even though it was a squib kick, they picked it up at the 15, and Graham was ready to make the big play, and they did. It may have cost them for being overly aggressive.
It's a personality foul. And they'll mark 15 off against the G-Men. 33 seconds remaining in the first half. And a big break for the Gate City Blue Devils. That'll put the football at about the Gate City 43-yard line, where they will operate first down and 10.
57 yards they have to go in 33 seconds. They want to score here in this first half of this ball game.
Blue Devils march to the line of scrimmage. Stacked backfield. Ghosts the quarterback. Looks across that defensive unit of the G-Men. Takes a snap. Gives to Kilgore, the quarter, or rather the fullback. And Kilgore's got about 5 yards. Keeping it on the ground. And the clock will roll.
About 9 players were on the line of scrimmage that time with a quick opener. Kilgore with the ability to pick up a couple of yards, but not before Graham read it and shut it down. They don't want us. It doesn't look like they're going to get another playoff.
I don't understand that at all, but hey, I'm not the coach. That is the end of the first half with the score. The Graham High School G-Men 6, the Gate City Blue Devils nothing. We'll be back after these messages.
It's Christmas in November at Ramey in Princeton. With each purchase, you'll receive a half-carat Ladies Diamond Cluster ring, and Ramey will pay your sales tax. Financing as low as 2.9 APR. Remember, Ramey is 460 Princeton, where it's Christmas in November. Save on a car or truck, get your sales tax paid, and receive a half-carat Ladies Diamond Cluster ring from
Remedy, some perfume for your wife when you're in trouble, or other kind of stuff. They've got it at Goody Coots, and they also will appreciate your business. Personalized service every single time. The G-Men are back out on the field, and we are just about ready to get underway here in the second half. The G-Men will be kicking off the Gate City Blue Devils. Woody, I'm going to put you in the coach's position right now. Your head coach, Nick Comabro. What did you tell your guys at halftime?
First of all, you tell them that they did not lose the first half. A big play beat them in the first half. There is 4 quarters in this ball game. They are the ones that dominated it offensively, except for that one big play to Ridley. You go in and you tell them you keep your head up. Here's what we're going to do. This is the adjustments we're going to make, and we're going to try to go through the air more. Expect them to open it up in the air because that's where they found their biggest offensive thrust in the first half was when they went through the air.
You know, as I told you, last year's game was very much like this situation, and that the G-Men and Gate City Blue Devils fought head-to-head that first half, and nobody really had the advantage. In the second half, the G-Men broke it open. It all remains to be seen. The kickoff is coming up. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
All right, let's play True False. Today our contestant is Herb. You know how to play our game, don't you?
Yeah, sure.
Well, Ball's Automotive has the right parts for your car or truck at low prices.
That's true.
Ball's Automotive will deliver free of charge to your garage in the Bluefield, Princeton, Tazewell area.
That's true, too.
Ball's Automotive is located at 314 Virginia Avenue.
True.
You did it, Herb. The game is over.
That's true.
You won, Herb.
That's true.
It is true. Ball's Automotive has the right parts at the right prices.
That's true.
Does someone want to get Herb out of here?
That's true.
Son of a gun, Herb is everywhere. He's everywhere. He's kind of like Santa Claus. The G-Men will kick off for the Gate City Blue Devils once again. Look at your radio dial, and this time you'll see the G-Men on the left side and the Gate City Blue Devils on the right. Woody says they're going to open it up. That remains to be seen, but I tell you what, I would agree with you, Woody. I think that's what's going to happen as well. G-Men, on the other hand, they've got 6 on the board. I think they're going to put a few more wrinkles in their offense as well this second half.
Well, as you said, last year they opened it up the second half and they went on to the victory. This year they need to open it up a little bit more. But at the same time, Gate City's defensive line and their linebackers are keeping the big play away in 1 year. Anything can happen.
Wolf, Kincaid, and Wolf back deep for the Gate City Blue Devils, taken by one of the up backs, and he is smashed and put down at the 39-yard lines. It was Nathan Kilgore on the carry for the Gate City Blue Devils. Boy, a real scary situation last week as Tommy Edwards floored Todd King down there late in the football game, and they brought out this neck brace thing, the rescue squad did, and for a while there, Todd wasn't moving at all. He spent the night at Bluefield Regional Medical Center. A scary situation for everybody in the stands and the booth, and particularly for Bill and Sue King, Todd's parents.
Neck injuries are something you always want to try to stay away from.
Wide receivers, both sides of the field. Ghost looks to throw, pumps one, looks downfield, and it is incomplete. There'll be a flag on the play as Brent Surface had his hands up in the air. That's all he could do.
That really was all he could do because he was beat. Had the pass been on the money, that man would have been gone. At the same time, Surface throws his hands up. He blocks the view of the receiver. The ball falls down, and so does the flag.
If you would, please turn the 5 spot down. It is first down and 10 at Gate City because of the interference, and that will march the football all the way to the G-Men 45-yard line. With 11:33 remaining in the third quarter, Gate City comes to the line of scrimmage. The G-Men on top, 6-0. Stacked backfield. Ghost, the quarterback, barks the signals, takes the snap. And the give this time is to Kincaid, and he loses about 2 yards, and a big stop by the G-Men.
Again, they go back to the ground, and that's where Graham is going to dominate you. They are too big, they are too strong, and they know this game of football too well to be deceived by the ground game.
It'll be second down and 12 on the loss as John Novicher checks into the football game for Brent Surface. The footing still not real good down there on that football field. Gate City sends a wide receiver to the right who is a little bit ginger on one of his ankles. Wide receiver left, pro set. And Ghost goes to him in the flat. It is complete. Turns it up, and he gets about 5 yards on the play. Finally stopped in there by Brian Denham. It will be third down and about 5 for Gate City.
Joe Rosick was open on that. He got the ball, but then after he got the ball, the defense collapsed around him for the short game. But again, they pick up the yardage through the air and not on the ground.
Third down and 5. Gate City looking great in the air and not doing much on the ground with the exception of that one draw play in the first half to Nathan Kilgore. They send wide receivers once again both sides of the field. They operate from the pro set right. Ghost barks the signals, takes the snap, looks to throw, pumps one. Once, looks downfield, it will be incomplete, overthrown and almost intercepted by Brent Surface.
Again, intended for Joe Rusick, but what Ghost is doing is he is throwing the ball up in the air, hoping that his receivers can run underneath it. And what the defensive backs are doing is they're watching their heads, watching the eyes of the receiver, and they know exactly where the ball is at.
And with a fourth down and 5 situation, Chad Ghost now will double and come back and punt for the Gate City Blue Devils. Brent Surface and Greg Ridley will drop back deep for the G-Men. There's a snap from center. It's a low one. He gets the kickoff, and it's a low one. It will roll to the 5-4, and it goes into the end zone. Luckily for the G-Men, we'll pause for 30 seconds.
It's Christmas in November at Ramey in Princeton. With each purchase, you'll receive a half-carat ladies' diamond cluster ring, and Ramey will pay your sales tax. Financing as low as 2.9 APR. Remember, Ramey is the largest volume dealer in Mercer County. Ramey, Route 460 Princeton, where it's Christmas in November. Save on a car or truck, get your sales tax paid, and receive a half-carat ladies' diamond cluster ring from Ramey, Princeton.
First down at 10, G-Men. Dudley takes the snap, and on the dive gives it to Billy Banks. Nothing doing, no gain on the play.
They start this series at the 20-yard line, and had Gate City not given up on their punt team, that ball could have been deep in Graham territory, back around maybe the 1-yard line, because it was very close to being down.
It was a low kick from Ghost, hit it about the 20 and rolled real slow from about the 10-yard line all the way into the end zone. And Gate City almost got it down there at about the 1. Second down at 10, G-Men for the wishbone. Dudley gives to Randy Belcher around the left side, and he is tripped up. A great tackle by one of the Gate City guys.
Number 56 for Gate City coming up to make the stop. That's Chris Monroe, one of the defensive linemen coming up to make that stop before they could get on track.
Pickup of 1 yard in the play. Randy Belcher checks out of the football game, and Greg Ridley brings in the play from Gary Williams. It is third down and 9 for the G-Men. Wide receiver to the right is Scott Alderman from the wishbone. Dudley takes the snap from center, gives to Brent Surface. On the trap, nothing doing. It'll be fourth down. The G-Men will have to punt.
Shannon Potts coming up, ignoring the fake inside. He comes up to make the stop on Surface.
On the 4th and 8 situation, the G-Men deep in their own territory will punt the football with 8:40 and rolling here in the third quarter. The G-Men are on top 6-0. If you just joined us, that score from Radford, the last we heard, was 21-0, Radford on top. Peterstown on top of East Hardy, 8-0, halftime. There's the snap from center. It's a good one. They blocked one today, and there's a great kick by Brian Denham, and that one's going to roll dead at the 27-yard line. And I'll tell you, Brian did some good acting down there on the field, didn't he, Woody?
He certainly did. He went down because it looked like Gate City was going for the block. He got a little bit of a foot, but the referee said no. He did not get the good bounce, though. Had he got a good bounce, that ball could have been all the way down to the 10-yard line. Unfortunately for Graham, it only went down to the 29.
Well, I'll tell you what, when you're 6'1" and you weigh 267 pounds, it's kind of hard to act when somebody kind of hits you by the foot and you fall over.
You're not too graceful. That's, I think, part of the key. You have to be graceful and really look like you were hurt going down.
So with that good punt, the Gate City Blue Devils look at 1st and 10 from their own 28. They send 2 wide receivers to the left. They operate from the eye. Goes at quarterback. Takes the snap, gives it to Nathan Kilgore, and he picks up a few yards. And once again, Woody, as you said so many times before, the G-Men are stopping the run.
It is not confusing them at all. They are here to play ground-oriented football. Now, if they have to go through the air, they look a little bit susceptible in the secondary against Ghost. But so far, they've only been called for 1 pass interference call and 1 big play. So they're doing the job.
Second down and 7, and Gate City comes from the same set again. 2 wide receivers left. They operate from the eye. Ghost barks the signals, takes the snap, looks to throw, rolling to the left, looking downfield. He's got a man open, incomplete, and a nice pop by Randy Belcher. Josh Smith, the intended receiver, but he tried to catch it with his hands, which is the smart play, but he just couldn't get it. It looked like the ball was drilled. And he also may have heard some footsteps.
Absolutely, because he was susceptible. He was out there all alone, all by himself, and all he was waiting for was the football. And it's a long wait from the time you see it released to the time it goes into your hands.
Clock stops with the incompletion, 7:22 remaining in the third. The G-Men with a 6-0 lead on a 48-yard touchdown pass from Bill Dudley to Greg Ridley late in the second half. Wide receivers, 2 to the left from the eye. Ghost takes the snap, drops back, looking to throw, rolling to the right. He's got a man open, but behind the line of scrimmage.
And it was almost fortunate that he didn't catch the ball because he would have lost about 5 or 6, maybe 7 yards on that play.
A good defensive series for the Graham High School G-Men, and Gate City will have to punt.
Absolutely. Graham came in, and they knew what they had to do in the second half, and that was play more like the first half in which they shut out Gate City. And so far, that defense is playing up to or above level here today.
Ghost will punt, and he is standing at his own 20-yard line. Ridley and Surface back deep for the G-Men will stand at their own 36. Here are the situations where you need to hold on to that football when it comes down to you. There's a good kick. It's going to be fielded. Nope. Brent's going to let it bounce up. He does field it. And I guess he called a fair catch.
I never saw his hand go up in the air. I don't know what the story was on that.
I don't know why. If his hand didn't go up in the air, why did they whistle a dead when he didn't get tackled?
All they did was come up and pat him on his shoulder. I didn't see his hand go up.
I didn't see his knee go down.
No, his hand didn't go up, his knee didn't go down. But unfortunately for Graham, it is a first down at the 26-yard line.
Son of a gun, the ball's still live. First down at 10. G-Men, 7 minutes remaining, third quarter. Scott Alderman moves out wide to the right. Dudley at quarterback looks across the line and throws to Alderman. It is complete, and great hands by Alderman today. And he'll be knocked out of bounds at about the 34-yard line.
It was a great play because they knew it was coming. Jody Wolf came over to make the stop along with number 15. That is Barry Wolf. So the two brothers come up to make the stop, but not before a couple of yards. He picked up maybe 8 yards, in fact.
Alderman with great hands all day today. He's had great hands throughout the 91 campaign. We'll look at second down and 1 with 6:30 remaining in the third quarter, and Scott will come out wide to the right again. Dudley takes the snap from center. They give us to surface, and Brent picks his way through that defensive line, and I believe he has picked up a first down, and that was close to 6.
He really was, and it was second effort that got the first down, because after the initial hit along the line of scrimmage, Surface broke it up, knew what he had to do, and that was pick up at least another yard, and he did that. And had he not slipped, he could have been gone.
They'll mark that football at the G-Men 37-yard line. And right now, they're playing that Glenn Carlock Graham High School offensive football right now.
Well, like you said, they want to grind it out. They want to keep the ball away from Gate City.
Wide receivers, both sides, Todd King and Alderman from the wishbone. Dudley takes a snap. Ridley on the trap. Ridley, one man to beat, and couldn't quite get past him, but he picks up the first down to midfield.
A great run by Ridley. Todd King was out there looking for someone to block. Unfortunately, he was not in position in order to help Ridley that time. But maybe later, you could look for that a little bit later to see if he makes the big block and Ridley is gone.
I'll tell you what, that Graham offensive line blew a hole wide open that time for Greg Ridley.
Well, their depth is hurting Gate City. Their lack of depth, that is.
First down at 10. G-Men from midfield. Wide receivers both sides from the wishbone. Dudley takes a snap, looks to throw. Bumps to Alderman, looks downfield for Alderman. He comes back and makes the grab.
You have got to thank Alderman for that pass completion, because the ball was underthrown. All he had to do was look for it. It was up in the air, and the big man went up and made the play.
Scott Alderman catches the football at the Gate City 27-yard line, and he's playing like a college guy today.
He really is. He is coming up with the big play. Sean Robinette came over to stop him, along with a couple of more players from Gate City, but it was all Alderman that time.
Smart receiver, came back to his quarterback.
Absolutely.
From the wishbone, wide receivers both sides. Dudley with Ridley, that same play that worked just a few minutes ago, and this time Gate City reads it, but still, Ridley picks up about 3 or 4 yards.
And they did read it because they reacted to it real quick, but it was still a good gain for Ridley.
Randy Belcher checks into the game for the Graham High School G-Men. We'll look at second down and 6, 5 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Ridley will check out and take a breather. He's been the workhorse on the ground today, along with Brent Surface. Alderman moves out wide to the right. Dudley takes the snap on the keeper. Keep that football in there, Bill. No gain on the play. It will be third down.
And that was a play that was completely diagnosed. It was cut up because Gate City knew exactly what they wanted to do on that ball. And coming over, making the stop, Jim Ketron, he was not fooled at all. It was well read.
The option has not worked at all today for the G-Men.
No, it hasn't. They've watched that in films too much. They know exactly what's happening when they see certain things.
The G-Men will now look at third down and 9, Woody, with 4:15 remaining. Alderman once again wide to the right. Look for Todd King. They pitch it back this time to Ridley, and he is stopped once again.
Number 42, Shannon Potts, read it like an old book.
And the G-Men will look at fourth down now. And we'll call it fourth down at about 14 yards for a G-Men first down.
Do they go to the field goal here? Is this out of his range?
I think they're going to try it. He'll be kicking. It will be a 50, we'll see where they mark it.
It could be, though, as far as a 50-yard field goal. I think they are going to move it up a couple of yards.
It'll be about a 47-yard field goal by Chris Austin with 3:26 and counting. There's a flag on the play.
Timeout? No.
Too much time by the G-men, and now we will punt it, I would think.
Well, you know, what I was thinking just as they lined it up before the flag was thrown is that with Dudley holding, they could be going for the fake.
They've done that one time this year, but that was in the punt formation as Brian Denham threw a touchdown pass down in Christiansburg in the second game of the season. G-men now will punt the football, the Gate City Blue Devils, and hopefully put them way back deep in their own territory with 3:23 remaining in the third. G-men on top 6-0.
Here's what you want your punt return team and your punt team to really play aggressively. You want them to get down there, give you 100% until the whistle is blown.
And we'll see this time if Brian Denham puts on that act from Hollywood again. There's a good snap from center. The kick is up, and it's high off the side of his foot. If it takes a G-man bounce, and it does, and it's going to roll into the end zone with a score 6-0. We'll find
A1 Welding Supply congratulates the G-Men on another fabulous football season, and best of luck now in the playoffs. Remember, when you need welding supplies, medical and industrial gases, welding and cutting equipment, power tools, or propane and helium, contact A1 Welding Supply on the Bluefield Tazewell Road, just out of Bluefield, Virginia. Call 322-5496. That's 322-5496.
Gate City with the football, 1st and 10 from their own 20. Goes at quarterback, stack backfield, takes a snap from center, gives to Kilgore, the fullback. And Kilgore this time has a nice run, pickup of about 8 yards before he is finally stopped in there by Todd King along with Steve Bunker.
Once again, Gate City makes the quick hole opener work for them this time. It seems that every time they go with a quick dive play or something along that line, they make up the good yardage.
It's going to be second down and about a yard for a Gate City first down. They mark the ball at their own 29-yard line. Flanker left, pro set right. Ghost, the quarterback, barks the signals, takes the snap. On the reverse, it goes nowhere to Kincaid, and there'll be a loss on the play. It'll be third down, and now about 4 or 5 yards for a Gate City first down.
You know, the Graham defense says, fool me once, it's my fault, but fool me twice. And it just won't happen.
Third down now and 4. A long 4 for Gate City. The clock now rolling with about 2 minutes to play in the third quarter. Mitchell Stadium has not been the happiest of places for the G-men to play this year. We got beaten the last seconds against both the Bluefield Beavers and Blacksburg Indians. Last week against Radford, it was great. We killed them. Ghost drives back to pass, looks downfield. He's got a man in the flat, got the first down, and the stop made by Brent Surface at the Gate City 37. It'll be 1st and 10.
Brett Kincaid on the receiving end of that pass from Ghost, and that developed quickly. That's what they're going to have to do. He's going to have to get back, set fire. The receiver's going to have to catch the ball and do something with it once he does catch it. But again, the air is going to be the key for Gate City to win this ball game.
That's the only way that Chad Coase is going to beat us as far as passing the football is those quick passes, because this offensive line of Gate City can't hold off this G-men defense line too long. Wide receivers both sides of the field. It's Kilgore again, puts his head down and picks up a couple of yards.
But once again, only a couple of yards, and the Graham defense responded to it real quick.
1:23 and rolling. 6-0 the score. Third quarter action from Mitchell Stadium. Welcome on in if you just joined us. Kes Blackwell and Woody Morgan from WVVA this afternoon, bringing you this Region 4 playoff football game 1991. Wide receivers, both sides, pro set left. Gate City, Ghost takes the snap, gives to Kilgore. He breaks a couple of tackles, still on his feet. Referee helped out that time, and he picked up the first down.
He knew exactly how much he had to have, and he took Ridley exactly where he wanted to go, and that was into first down territory before he was brought down by Ridley.
Gate City 1 yard shy of midfield at their own 49-yard line with 49-6 in the third. G-men are on top here, 6-0. Gate City will break from the huddle. This time the stack backfield, look for a tight end. Ghost takes the snap, gives it. The handoff immediately to Kilgore, and he goes absolutely nowhere.
Once again, Graham's defense read it properly. They made the adjustments, and they brought down Kilgore without any positive yardage. In fact, he might have lost a half a yard.
I'll tell you what, Woody, right now I don't like this score. That extra point means a heck of a lot right now.
It certainly does.
Of course, Gate City is 51 yards away from pay dirt. Well, they're looking at second down and 11. And Ghost will look to throw. He's got a man in the flat. It is complete. And he is popped. That was Kilgore. G-Men stopped.
Sean Robinette.
Randy Belcher made the initial hit, then the G-Men kind of laid back a little bit, and he almost scored. That's a first down, and that is the G-Men 30.
You have to give all the credit to Sean Robinette on that one because he was battling for that yardage. He used a forearm and tried to pick up a couple of more, and he did, all the way down to the 30-yard line.
That is the end of the third quarter with us.
Just in time for Christmas with each purchase at Ramey Toyota Chrysler Plymouth Dodge. We give you an early Christmas present, a one-hand.
And we start biting our nails. It's nail-biting time.
It's the start of the fourth quarter. The Graham defense has done it all day long. Now, what will Ghost do here? Will he stay with the pass? If he's smart, he will.
We'll see. Pro set left, wide receivers both sides of the field. Ghost takes the snap from center, looks to throw on the bootleg, and he'll be knocked out of bounds, a gain of a couple of yards, but a good call, I thought.
You know, they've been going to that inside running play almost every time after they made the big play as far as the pass is concerned. This time they didn't do it. Ghost kept the ball and went around the end. Fortunately for Graham, they made the initial adjustments and ran him out of bounds after about 3-yard gain.
We'll call it second down and 8. They mark the ball to the G-Men 28-yard line. We're just underway here in the fourth quarter. G-Men are on top 6-0.
As we pointed out, this is actually better for Graham defense to be inside the 30. It gives Ghost less room to work with.
Wide receivers to both sides. Pro set. Ghost the quarterback. Looks to throw. Pumps once. Looks downfield. He's got some running room. Looks in the middle. Incomplete and knocked out by Billy Banks. A beautiful defensive play.
86, Joe Rusick had the ball in his hands until the last second, and then it was swatted away. But the Graham defense, as far as the defensive line, can be credited here because they put the pressure on Ghost, and he made him put it in the air.
And that is the first time, I believe, Woody, this afternoon that Gate City has thrown that ball in the middle, and it was smelled out good by Billy Banks.
They don't want to throw it in the middle because that is danger territory, especially at this point in the on the field. They're inside the 30.
Third down and 8. Gate City. What will be the call? They'll operate from the pro set again with 2 wideouts. Ghost takes the snap from center and gives to Kilgore on the draw. And nothing doing. He picks up a couple of yards. It's going to be fourth down and I believe about 5 yards.
Reminiscent of an entire day of defense for the Graham G-men. Once again, only a couple of yards before they halt the play and bring up the fourth down as Gate City decides to take a timeout.
There's a timeout on the field, Gate City, and while there's a timeout, I'll tell you once again about Regency Real Estate and Auction Company. They attribute their signature from about 73 yards out. Fourth down and 4. This is the biggest play of the football game. 2 wideouts right. Chad Ghost looks to throw. Looking downfield, he's going for it all, and it'll be intercepted.
Exactly as you called it, Kes. We knew they had to go to the air, and so did the Graham secondary. Again, Ghost floated it in the air. It gave everybody an opportunity, enough time to react. And react they did.
Now the G-men, with 11:25 remaining in this football game, sitting on a 6-0 lead, need to start thinking about holding on to that football.
Well, they need to think about holding on to the football and getting another score, because right now they are in dire straits. All Gate City needs is a touchdown and a point after.
Scott Alderman, who's been the star of today's game offensively for the G-men, wide to the right. Dudley takes the snap. They give it to Ridley. Ridley breaks it. Ridley, one man to beat, and I'm telling you, he has been close all day to breaking it.
Bill Housewright came up to make the stop from his linebacker position, but it was only after Ridley had good yardage, and as you said, he was one step away from breaking this one down the sideline.
It will be second down and a long 2 for a G-men first down.
So this will be an opportunity to see the offensive strategy by Glenn Carlock. He knows he has the horses to get the first down on second down and 3. Will he put it in the air right now? Maybe test the Gate City defense.
Alderman wide to the right. Dudley takes the snap. Crossbuck trap to Randy Belcher, and a beautiful tackle by Nathan Kilgore. No, number 64. That was a great tackle.
Jim Ketron coming up to make the stop there.
He was literally on the ground that time. Jeremy Carbaugh, 310 pounds, had taken him down, but he still made the stop.
Well, Ketcherin's name has been called all day long. He's playing very well today along the defensive line and from a temporary linebacker's position. But he is one of the down linemen. He is the one fighting off the big horses from Graham.
Big third down situation for the G-men. Third down and less than a yard. 3 wide receivers to the left and Banks in the backfield. Or Ridley. Ridley has got the first down and some. Cut it to the left instead of the right. If he'd cut it to the right, it might have been 6. Out of bounds, first down, G-men, and a big one.
Todd King was waiting on him. He was waiting to take his block either way that Ridley wanted him to take it. Ridley takes it enough for that first down, and it was a good first down because they keep the ball and they also keep time ticking off the clock.
First down and 10, G-men. The ball on our own 37-yard line. We send the 3 wide outs to the left. Ridley in the backfield. They pitch back to Gregg again. Gregg will not pick up anything this time. Same exact play. No gain. Second down 10.
Jim Ketcherin coming over from his defensive line position to make the stop there as he had to go down the line before he could make the play. But they strung it out for the no gain, as you said.
9:49 and counting. Fourth quarter action. You're in tune to Graham High School football on WBDY, AM 1190, FM 106.3, the radio home of the Graham High School G-men serving Bluefield, Princeton, and Tazewell. Todd King, wide left. Second down, 9 from the wishbone. Dudley looks to King and throws behind him, incomplete.
It looked like there might have been a mix-up on that play because Todd King was further down the field than Dudley expected, it appeared, because he threw way behind him.
So now a real big third down situation for the Graham G-men as Ridley checks into the game with the play from the sidelines.
It looked like they wanted to get the ball into the hands of a speedy man without having to go through the backfield to do it. And that time, they fooled themselves.
Todd King once again will come out wide to the left from the wishbone. Dudley takes the snap from center. Crossbuck trap, Brent Surface, nothing doing.
Nothing at all there as Jody Wolf comes up to make the stop. And after looking like they were ready to march down the field, Graham has suddenly went cold.
So the G-men are forced to give up the football. Brian Denham is in to punt for the G-men. And dropping back deep will be Wolf. We need a good snap from center here. They have blocked one kick today, this afternoon. That's both. That's the same thing, isn't it? This afternoon and today.
Depends on what time you got up, Kes.
There's the snap from center. It's a low one. Denham gets the kickoff just barely. It takes a G-men roll to the 35. 30 still rolling and will roll dead at the 27-yard line. We'll pause for 30 seconds.
Nationwide is on your side.
When it comes to life insurance, whether you're single or married, man or woman, buying short-term security or planning for retirement, Nationwide agent you can afford. Call one today.
In Bluefield, Virginia, call your friendly neighbor.
G-men against the Gate City Blue Devils. Blue Devils with the football first and 10 from their own 27. Ghost on the draw to Kilgore. Kilgore with a little bit of running room. Check it. That was Wolf on the carry, and Wolf's got about 7 yards.
Gate City playing from behind the 8 ball right now. Everything seems to be going Graham's way. The punt was nearly blocked, and when it wasn't blocked, the roll all the way down to the 27, 28-yard line for the first down. But it was a good effort by the Graham punt team.
It was not a good kick by Denham, but we did get the roll. Wide receivers both sides of the field for the Gate City Blue Devils. Pro set, goes, second down and 3. Goes, takes the snap, drops back to pass, looking downfield. Tries to keep it, and he'll be tackled behind the line of scrimmage at the 30, and a big play by the G-men defense.
It certainly helps the momentum when you can get the quarterback sacked. And although a flag was thrown on the play, it looks like Graham will take the sack.
Graham Thompson, and they're talking, they're going to say backfield in motion, that time against Gate City. And it is declined. It will be third down and about 8 for a Gate City first down. And this is a big play.
Ghost looked like he was a little antsy that time. He may be feeling the Graham defense inside his head right now. He knows it's an important time. Only 7 minutes and 37 seconds left in this ball game. It's
7:23 remaining in the football game. G-men on top 6-0. Wide receivers both sides. Goes to quarterback. Obvious passing situation. Drops back and looks to throw. And he has popped, and it is incomplete.
He had absolutely no time to make that play. Graham was on the blitz. They got to him.
He felt the heat for sure, and it was underthrown, incomplete, and they're going to have to punt the football with 7:11, and that's not a convenience store. That's the time remaining in the football game.
And that's all the time Graham needs to put this one away. All they need here is a nice drive, get it close, get it in close enough to kick the field goal, if nothing else, and run some time off this clock.
Ghost needs a good snap from center this time, and he gets it. Not much of a rush in. The kick is off the side of his foot. Oh, it almost hit a G-man. It almost hit Todd King.
They're going to say...
Now they're blowing it dead. I'll tell you what, that's a smart move by the Gate City Blue Devil. Heads up play, but nothing doing. It did not hit Todd King's foot, but it almost did.
And anything could have happened. He played it right. He took it all the way where he's supposed to. All the way down to the end zone. Let the referee call it back for Graham's first down.
The score is 6-0. The G-men on top. The G-men now with the football at our own 43-yard line with 7 minutes to play in this football game. G-men want to go to Radford next weekend. So does Gate City. It's gut check time now for both teams. Todd King moves out wide to the left. They operate from the wishbone. Dudley takes the snap, gives to Ridley. Ridley right up the middle, and there's a flag on the play.
And where it's thrown, Kes, you always have to think about holding.
That will be the call, I believe, and it's going to be on Todd Massey, so they'll mark it back. The G-men will look at first down and a little bit more if the Gate City Blue Devils take the penalty. Questionable about what they'll do right here, Woody.
Well, it certainly is. They're talking with, again, to number 82 today.
Scott
Alderman on this play because he's been the one that has got the big yardage when they needed it.
Dudley takes a snap, crossbuck trap. Brett Surface around the right side. Brett's got some running room, but cannot. Well, he almost turned the corner there, but he made it back, I believe, to about the initial line of scrimmage, or just shy of it. It's going to be second down and about 12, I believe. Check it, second down and about 14.
Well, he was stringing it out. The only thing that happened to Surface is that he ran out of surface as far as the playing field is concerned. Housewright coming over, making the stop, second down at the 39.
Official timeout on the field as once again one of the G-men has an adjustment. I believe that's a mud adjustment. That's not a helmet problem, that's mud.
It's a lot muddier down there on the field than we can see up here because those players have been slipping and sliding and wiping mud out of their eyes all afternoon.
Second down and 14 G-men, 6:20 remaining in the game, and Alderman moves out wide to the right for the G-men. Dudley takes the snap from center. Crossbuck trap, Greg Ridley, he's got open field. Ridley has got wide open field. He breaks into the 40, 35, 30, 20, 15, 10, touchdown G-men.
That's the stopper in the bottle.
That's just what the G-men needed, but there's still plenty of time remaining on this clock. 6 minutes and 9 seconds remaining. And that one was how many yards there, Wood? I forgot. I forgot where we had the football.
Well, it was on the 39-yard line. That's exactly how far they had to go, and they got it done. That was 69, 70 yards. Actually, that was a 59-yard run.
Greg Ridley, who's come close all day today, he scored one touchdown down the sidelines. And he's making that Cole Chevrolet Cadillac Geo player of the game real tough. Pro set, G-men going for two. Dudley looks to throw. He's got a man, and there's a flag. Todd King was interfered with in the end zone. He almost still made the grab.
Actually, what a credit, Ridley with a 61-yard touchdown run. That's how the math works. I'm not real sure.
Well, the bottom line is that all we care about is that he scored.
Absolutely, from the 39-yard line.
12-0 is the score. The G-men will now, once again, go for two, which is a smart move. Chris Austin missed the extra point on the first touchdown with about 30 seconds remaining in the first half. Well, the band sounds so excited, they're just a tad out of tune right now, I believe. And they're doing the fight song a little bit faster than usual, too.
They're excited.
Flowing.
They're excited.
G-men with Jeremy Carbaugh and Brian Denham in the backfield with Brent Surface. Dudley at quarterback. They're going for two. Dud takes the snap, gives to Surface. Surface fights his way into the end zone for the 2 points. Second effort that time.
It really was, but you also have to think big number 54. Denham was there. He made the just enough hole for Surface to go in and get the two, which will, in the long course of things, is a very important 2 points. All Graham wants to do here is make sure they don't relax.
Wolf, Kincaid, and Wolf, the attorney team, back deep, and it'll be taken by Wolf at the 8-yard line. He's to the 20-25. There's a flag on the play, and that will be called against Nathan Kilgore. As I believe he clipped John Novinger, and they'll move the ball back.
That's exactly right. Something Gate City did not need at this point in the ball game. A big error by Kincaid.
A very costly mistake for the Gate City Blue Devils here at Mitchell. Down 14 points with 6 minutes remaining in the football game.
Gate City down 14-0.
East Carolina 17, Virginia Tech 14 was the score that came over the PA. We'll give you a score on that Radford game as soon as we can, the next break, so we can find out, hopefully, where the Graham High School G-men will play next week. First down and 10, Gate City. One wide receiver to the right. They operate from the eye. Ghost at quarterback. Takes the snap. On the draw to Kilgore. Nothing doing. The G-men hold them. Pickup of about 2 yards. It'll be second down and 8.
It looked like he was going to gain much more yardage than he actually did because the way that play developed. But I'm surprised they're keeping it on the ground. 5 minutes left. I would think that they want to put it in the air.
Well, you know, a lot of folks have looked at the Graham defensive backfield and said they're not that good this year. Well, I think Gate City right now is showing them a little respect. Ghost drops back to pass, looking downfield, looking deep, and it is almost caught, almost a beautiful catch, but great coverage by Randy Belcher that time.
Belcher was over there, but the receiver that time, number 82. Check that, Bill Housewright. It looked like he's the one that actually dropped that ball.
It hit him in the hands. He should have had it, but Belcher was right there to mix him up a little bit.
Absolutely.
5:13 remaining with the incompletion. The clock stops. The G-men are on top, 14-0. 2 touchdowns by Greg Ridley. One a 51-yard run, and the other was a touchdown pass from Bill Dudley late in the first half. Ghost now drops back to pass. Looks in the flat to Kilgore. Kilgore he reverses field, is what I'm trying to say. And Todd Massey makes the stop with a little bit of help from Josh Hornbarger. It'll be fourth down.
Massey manhandled this man right there that time. Kilgore did not have an opportunity once he caught the ball to do anything with it because Massey was there and he hit him hard.
Fourth down and 11 yards for a Gate City Blue Devil first down. They've got to punt, and Ghost will stand in his end zone. A bad snap from center. Could be very, very costly right now for Gate City. And it is a bad snap, a fake, and a pitch back to Ghost around the right side. And he'll be knocked out of bounds short of the first down. The G-men will take over. First and 10. We'll pause for 30 seconds.
For the past 3 years in a row, before regional playoff action and even before the state championship game in 1989, Bluefield's football best, the Graham G-men, have chowed down at Western Sizzlin', Bluefield's favorite restaurant. The best, eat at the best. Western Sizzlin', Stadium Drive, Bluefield. Open this Thanksgiving Day with all your traditional favorites at that traditionally low Western Sizzlin' price. Western Sizzlin', Stadium Drive, Bluefield.
Welcome back to Mitchell Stadium. Graham with a first down at the 15-yard line. It'll be second down now after number 3, Billy Banks, with a couple of yards.
Well, at this point, I believe as my old sidekick Danny Robinson will say, yes, I believe the fat lady is starting to sing. 35-0 is the score in Radford. Radford Bobcats taking it to the Bearcats of Virginia High today. Obviously outpowering the Virginia High Bearcats. Radford 9-1, Virginia High 5-5 on the year. Dudley takes a snap on the keeper, and the option play picks up a couple of yards. 3:27 remaining in the football game. Woody, I guess all we got right now is the question whether or not the G-men are going to score this time or not.
I think the game is in the bag, as they say, Kes. The play by Gate City on the 4th down, that was may have been their only option, but at the same time, I don't think they really played that last series of downs as smartly as they could have. They could have went downfield and probably picked up a lot more yards. Then they went down the field trying to go with the options and with the flare passes.
3rd down and 6, G-men from the 11. Wide receiver to the left. Dudley pitches back to Brent Surface around the right side. Brent's got the corner. He cuts it, and he scores. Touchdown, G-men.
Yes, folks, this one is over.
20-0, and the G-men have won their first round of Region 4 playoff action, and they will face the Radford Bobcats next week in Radford. And I'll tell you what, this is the second time in 3 years that we have faced the Radford Bobcats twice in one season.
And in the last couple of years, it's all been success.
We'll meet them for the 6th time. We beat them 5 times in a row now, and that is tough going. Now Austin set to go for the extra point. Snap, the kick, it's good. With the score, the G-men 21, Gate City nothing. We'll keep it right here and tell you about our good buddy Ron Davidson and Mike Davidson and all those good folks down there at Ron's Quick Stop on the Old Brook. Guys, not only do they support the Graham High School football G-men, they also support the score. 2:50 remaining in this football game. And Chris Austin is set to kick off, and he boots one. Deep to Gate City, taken by Wolf at the 10, 15, 20, 25, and he's hit by the first man, and it'll be 1st down and 10, Gate City. They'll operate from their own 31-yard line with not a whole lot to do at this point.
It looks like they've lost the starch. And, of course, the fans across the way on the Gate City side beginning to head toward their cars, knowing it's going to be a long ride home.
Gate City Blue Devils, you have to give them credit. Now, they've hung in there, but I agree with you 100% as far as what they've been doing. If I was the head coach, I'd have been throwing the football all day long.
The Ghost has been, he's been close. You have to air it out.
Ghost pitches back to Kilgore around the right side, stops, breaks a tackle, and it's finally tripped up at the 39-yard line. A good gainer. But
I think they know this one may be over. They're giving it, they're giving it an average effort. But when you're down 21-0 and only 2 minutes left in the ball game, it's easy to start thinking about next year.
Gate City Blue Devils down there playing with pride right now. Wide receivers both sides. They operate for the eye. Ghost will throw this time. Nope. He gives it to Kilgore once again. He's got the 1st down. And they'll mark the ball at about the 44-yard line of the G-men.
I'm sure the G-men would like to record a shutout. For defensive players, nothing is quite like a shutout. And they've got one right now. And if they want to keep it, they're going to have to keep their intensity level up.
Wide receivers to both sides for the Gate City Blue Devils. 1st down and 10, 134 and rolling. Ghost takes the snap, looks quick. In the flat, incomplete as the receiver slipped. That will stop the clock. Just a matter of time now. The Graham High School G-men will face the Radford Bobcats next Saturday right here on WBDY. The pregame at 1:05, kickoff at 1:30 from Radford.
Now, how much of an advantage will Graham have going into the Radford ball game, having already beaten them once?
Not a whole heck of a lot.
It didn't seem like it.
Not a whole heck of a lot.
They say the 2nd season and 3rd season, it gets tough.
Wide receivers both sides. Pro set left. Ghost looks to throw. In the flat, he's got a man. It's complete to Kincaid. Kincaid gets it up over the G-men 40-yard line to the G-men 39. It'll be 1st down.
Now, you have to ask yourself, is Graham playing a little softer now? Are they giving Gate City that pass? Or is Gate City finally relaxed enough where they can hit the play? Because this is exactly what they needed to have done back around the 6 or 7 minute mark.
Too late now.
Yeah, it's too late now.
All they can get is 8 points. Ghost takes the snap from center, gives to Kilgore, who spins on 2nd effort. This guy's a tough running back.
He really was. That time, it looked like he was choked off the line of scrimmage, but he just kept fighting for it. He knows his season is almost over, 55 seconds, and he will have to start thinking about 92, or maybe 93. But right now, this one belongs to the G-men.
Second down and 4, Gate City, 40 ticks remaining. Ghost looks to throw, pumps one in the flat, and it was intended for Kincaid, overthrown. Stops the clock with 35 seconds remaining.
Prince Service and Greg Ridley were both there, though. Had that pass even been nearer the money, they would have been able to take care of that defensively. Unfortunately for Gate City, Ghost was not close.
Wide receivers both sides for Gate City. Third down and 4. Ghost drops back once again to pass, pumps once, looks downfield, way downfield, and it is tipped up by Randy Belcher, incomplete. John Novinger also in on the coverage for the Graham High School G-men, and 28 seconds now remaining, and a fourth down situation for Gate City. One last chance to put some points on the board and save a little face.
They have not been successful on fourth down all day long, although they have made every effort to try to convert. But each time the Graham defense has been the key.
From the eye, fourth down, 2 wide receivers. Ghost drops back to pass and gives to Kilgore on the draw, and Kilgore picks up the first down.
And he did it with second and third effort because Graham had him stop there for a moment, but he spun, got loose, got the 4 yards, got the first down.
First down at 10, they'll mark the football to the G-men 24-yard line, and Gate City's going to call a timeout. While there's a timeout, we'll pause for 60 seconds.
You know, a lawyer in a small town should serve his community. After graduating...
Well, we're back here live. A couple of commercials. We like to run just a couple of words of them, so you folks, it's what they call teasing you. First down at 10, Gate City, 21 seconds remaining in the game. Ghost drops back to pass, looks downfield. He'll be caught. Nope. Gets the pass off. It's complete. And the receiver, I'm not sure who it was, but I believe he's got the first down.
Yeah, Joe Rizzi got the first down, but they run a lot of time off the clock. 11 seconds left.
There's another timeout, Gate City. We'll pause for 60 seconds.
We have choices in life. We can change things, but most people get locked into habits like carrying 2 separate policies, one for their car, another for their home. They don't even think about changing it, which results in less protection for more money. Who needs that when there's Link Plus, the consolidated package protection for your home, your car, and most of your personal belongings? Remember, you do have a choice. We hope you'll choose Flat Top Insurance and Continental Link Plus. To learn more about Link Plus, contact Flat Top Insurance today in Bluefield and Princeton.
You depend on your car to keep you moving. And your car depends on you to keep it running its very best. And that's why you can always depend on College Avenue Chevron for high-quality Chevron products and service. Like Chevron Supreme with Tekraline to help smooth out those knocks and pings and take your car's performance to a higher level. To keep you moving, all it takes is one quick stop at College Avenue Chevron in Bluefield. Chevron, we're with you all the way.
It is first down at 10. Ghost takes the snap from center, rolling right, looking in the end zone, and he's got nobody to throw to and grounds it. But there was a flag throw down there, Woody.
Well, he was well covered, and he was running for his life. But as you said, he had no one open. It was fortunate, so that they didn't call a penalty there.
4 seconds remaining in the football game. The Graham High School G-men have now won their first round in regional playoff action. 3 years in a row now. The final score will be 21-0 if the Gate City Blue Devils don't put something in right now.
They act like they want a score. It's nothing more than just for pride's sake.
They send wideouts to both sides. They operate from the pro set. Chad Ghost, the quarterback, and a darn good one he is, takes the snap, drops back to pass, rolling right, looking in the end zone, and he'll be caught and sacked. That is the end of the football game. some good sportsmanship down there on the field as both teams meet in the middle of the field to congratulate one another. A great season for the Gate City Blue Devils. They end up with an 8-3 record, but a darn good showing in the 1991 campaign. And a good showing today. They were just overpowered by the Graham G-men, Woody.
And I think it was the Graham defense. I think it was only right that the Graham's defense played very well all day long. They bent once or twice, yes, but they made it stand up today to get the shutout.
The final score, the G-men 21 and the Gate City Blue Devils nothing. We'll play Radford next week, and we'll be back with our post-game show after these messages.
During this time out, Bluefield Monument in downtown Bluefield, Virginia, would like to extend their congratulations to the Graham High School G-men on a great 1991 football campaign. Go get 'em, G-men. We're behind you all the way and wish you the best of luck in today's Region 4 playoff game. Since 1922, supporting the community and Graham High School. Bluefield Monument Company, 430 Virginia Avenue, Bluefield, Virginia. This area's full-service monument company. Specializing in the air you breathe, Laurel Mountain Medical, downtown Bluefield, Virginia, is proud to be a part of this Graham High School G-men playoff game. For all your in-home medical needs, Laurel Mountain Medical can fill the bill. From beds to wheelchairs to oxygen, Laurel Mountain Medical offers 24-hour emergency service. Call 326-6101 or toll-free 1-800-248-6622. Specializing in the air